Hello and welcome to a new playthrough. So it's been about a year since I last picked up Stationeers for various boring reasons. Quite a lot of changes have happened since then, so I'm starting a new playthrough. Firstly because I think my existing base is probably not going to be very usable, and secondly just because I want to try all the new stuff, and also you'll see I'm on Europa because a different challenge is always good. So here we are. I've literally just booted up the game, and we're going to go for it. So let's get going. I'm going to try and keep these videos to a slightly more reasonable length than some of my others. We'll see how well I manage with that. Right, so the new celestial mechanics are in play, so the sun is going to do all sorts of funny things. You can see at the moment it's above the horizon there, but it's going to quite quickly probably disappear behind Jupiter, and I'm guessing it's going to go this way and probably come down here, just because if it went this way and avoided Jupiter altogether, first of all I don't think the orbital mechanics work, because I'm pretty sure it wouldn't go that way if Jupiter's there, but also just because, well, actually I can see it moving anyway. I was going to say just because for game reasons it's going to be far more challenging if it periodically disappears behind the planet. So it's light at the moment, but it's about to get dark, so I haven't got a whole lot of time, but that's going to be basically my south. I might just enclose the whole area, to be honest. It's probably just as well. Let's see how we get on. Right, so let's get started. There we go, we're into darkness already. It's a bit flickery, that light dark, as it goes. Right, so let's start by getting the construction supplies crate 1, and we're going to need, well, let's create a bit of space first of all. So I'm going to put an atmosphere analyzer board into the tablet just to take a slot out of use. I'm going to put the tape in there. I'm going to grab some iron plates and some glass. Now, have I got any spare slots anywhere? No, I have not. No, okay, right. That'll have to do for now. I was hoping to also get the plastic. That's enough to get us started laying something out though, so let's drop down here. I think maybe I will start with a sort of more traditional greenhouse approach. Take advantage of whatever little heat I can get from the sun.
Jetpack on.
This is a jetpack job. It's not quite as flat as I'd hoped. Let's start by laying out a bit of a grid of frames. Right, so it's 3 by 3. So we know that the sun is going to go kind of that way. So what little sun we do get is going to come across there, but I think I'm actually going to want to enclose quite a lot of stuff. That's enough for a starting layout, but normally I would make all this deck and just put machines on it. I think I'll probably need to do that initially just because I'm not going to have enough resources to close it in fully, but I do anticipate needing to enclose that as early as possible, because one of the things on Europa is capturing every little bit of heat is going to help. Anyway, let's get started by welding these up. Oops, also forgot about the low gravity that tends to make you bounce around a bit. So technically could have got away with 2 fewer frames. Right, I'm going to do these ones solid. So this is a reasonable, if you've seen my other videos you'll know, the reasonable configuration for a starting base that I tend to go with, which is a 2 by 3 indoor space. So I'm going to double weld those. A 2 by 3 outdoor space, and we're going to use these frames to create the airlock. I'm going to leave them open for a minute, just because we're going to want to run wiring and all sorts through there, although actually I could probably close them at least this one in. Right, that will be a decent start. I forgot to pick up the walls. That was what I needed far more urgently than the glass. It's going well so far, isn't it? Right, let's see if we can get this closed in. Oof, that's the sun coming back on. Not very good. It is very, very flickery. I kind of hope the devs do something about that. I know that the celestial mechanics are relatively new, but it does feel a little bit unpleasant to say the least. Right, let's close those in. I'm going to need to do a little bit of mining there, but we'll worry about that later. Put a roof on. And we'll need a roof on the airlock. Okay, so that's a start. It's quite useful to do this early on because it gives an enclosed space where we can just sort of dump things whilst we're building. The big challenge will be power. So I want to get to a stage where the power infrastructure is up and running reasonably quickly as well. Right, that's all of that. Good. Right, okay, let's drop that there. Whoa, that really was quite low gravity. Okay, and I'm going to just dump these down here, and I'm going to do that because what you really want to do is get the power infrastructure up and running, but whilst there's still some light, I'm going to get some of this coal, because I have a sneaking suspicion I'm going to need it. In my last playthrough to reduce the amount of time you had to watch me mining, which is likely to be a problem because I think it's likely to cause an issue with nitrice, because nitrice was added relatively recently. We'll see how it goes. It's useful for making videos because watching me mine is not very exciting, but it is also going to be a bit of a pain if that means we're missing one of the key ices. Anyway, right, let's get cracking. And you heard the first power warning already. Which crate am I looking for? This one. And that's because in this cold weather the power is not retained very well at all in the batteries, so we need to obviously work fairly quickly. Where's the APCs? I feel I've just seen them. That's the airlock stuff. Okay, I can't see for looking now. Never mind. Right, let's grab that other battery because I will need that on the APCs in there. Of course it is. Right. Okay. Right. We'll get those bits of machinery up and running shortly. But in the initial thing, I think we'll just try and get. Whoops. Let's drop down here. So I'm going to try to see if I can set this up. So one APC is going to go on the wall in there, and then I'm going to put the other one probably here. I need to run a power cable down from the roof. Yeah, that's probably the most sensible strategy then. We'll put that one there. And that one could become part of the airlock later. Whoops, I think I need to enclose that wall before. Right, too late. Okay. Let's just close some of this in. I'm not going to close the whole thing yet. I want at least a corner where I can throw things without them going flying straight back out. Right, okay, that's better. Good, right, okay, let's get cracking. Solid generator. Solid generator. Get that in as tight as I can to there because I want to use the minimum amount of cable. Cable is always a challenge at the beginning. Never quite have enough. Well, might just about have enough actually to be. Right, so we get that connected to there. Right, and then we're going to run one. So this is going to go inside the wall. And the reason we're going to do that is we're going to use that to put a second APC inside the airlock so that when the main power inevitably dies, which on Europa is going to happen, we have still got enough power in the airlock in a battery to keep us going. That's a bit of a wiggly old wire. I'm not sure that was the most efficient way, but that's where I want it to go in, and that's where it's going to come out. So I'm going to put one on the wall there. Okay, now whilst I'm in here, I know I'm going to need to put across to the door. There's no further electronics required on that wall. On this wall, I'm going to need to, whoops, got that completely the wrong way around now. That will be for the other half of the door, and we're going to go up there, and we're going to need another one. One too many times. 2, 3. Over here we're going to need. Actually, that was right the first time. One there. One there. I'll need to modify that one in a minute. One there. One there. Right, that's the absolute minimum amount of cable we're going to get away with inside the airlock. Let me just get that battery out of the way. Okay, so there we go. There is a tutorial on my channel if you just want a very quick tutorial on building airlocks, but that's generally how I wire them up. There are obviously other ways it can be done, but right, actually I can't do that yet. I'm going to have to weld that wall. I didn't mean to throw that, never mind. Right, let's close this in now. Right, not, that was close. Right, let's get off. Right, I want that. Okay, so I want that in there. Let's flip that round so it opens upwards rather than downwards, or it looks a bit silly, and that kind of annoys me. Right, and we'll get this on here. I know that at the moment we don't actually have any daylight, but I want to be in a state that we capture whatever little we can get. Right, so we need a bit more wire here. It's going to need to come down the wall. Power critical. There we go. I knew that was likely to be the case. So down there, around there. Come on. Let's grab a wire cutters. Put that one in there. There we go. Right, that's enough to get power coming in. What I need to do now is, first of all, swap the dead battery for the not dead battery. Secondly, put the one that needs charging, let's just turn that on, into there, and get that one in there. That's the start. Now we've got theoretically a bit of power. Actually, while I'm here, let's just open up this other APC. I'm just going to leave this one open because there's nothing on the wall behind it that we need. Right, there we go. That's a decent start. Now I need to keep back 4 cable, so I'm going to split 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to need that for the autolathe. Right, so I've got 15 cable to play with. Let's see if I can figure out a way to wire this up so that I can get the furnace in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll need to be a corner. 7, 8, 9 will allow us to get to the lathe, and a fork. No, yeah, that should work. Okay, let's do it. Right, I feel like I've forgotten something that I need more cable for, but that's definitely enough to get the first printer made. So let's go and grab that off here. And in a minute I'm also going to put some coal in there. If we can get this built. Oops, that goes that way. So that's the first furnace, and this is going to go in there. A little bit tighter to the wall than I'd like. It's going to be a bit awkward once we put the doors on. Perhaps I'll deal with that before. I think wrench to deconstruct. Of course it is. Right. Okay, so I'm just going to have to slightly modify that wiring, but that wasn't a bad start. And actually thinking about it, since we have got a little bit more wire, I might just turn that round. Whoops. There. And put that facing that way. Whoops, that way round. Ugh, no, it's too close in. Don't like that. Okay, we'll worry about that in a minute. Let's get this thing built. Right, so welding torch, 2 iron sheets. So the machines obviously need to be built in stages. Helps to know that you've got everything you need to hand. Right, there we go. So it's 2 iron sheets, 4 cable, 2 plastic sheets. And of course the screwdriver to finish it off. That's why it's best to get it sighted before you start, otherwise you've got to undo all of that with a different set of tools. The furnace, on the other hand, is dead easy. We just need a drill. Bosh, it's gone. Problem solved. So let's move that one further out, I think. Just give me a little bit more room there. I'm just thinking otherwise once I'm printing things like stacks of cable, they're going to end up in this gravity just catapulting across the map. Well, I mean they probably will anyway, but let's not make it easier for them. Okay, there we go. That's not a bad start. So we've got some solar, not much, a solid generator, we've got the autolathe and the furnace up and running, and we've also got the outline of the hab, which, let's just finish that. I can now think about closing in. I'm going to do the roof. I'm going to leave one wall open for a minute because it's useful while we're still building it, just for it to come and go. I'm just holding the button down and scanning all these just to make sure I haven't missed any there, and I've obviously got to do the roof of the airlock. Right, okay, there we go. Right, that's a decent start. So this one is still open, and that will allow me to come and get things from the lander quite quickly. The next thing we need to do probably is to get the airlock built, but before we do that I'm just going to quickly just, you can see under this low gravity, just taking out that bit of rock has caused enough vacuum to suck everything up against the wall. Right, okay. So, what do we need here? Right, we're going to want a few things inside there, so let's just get that done. We will want lockers, and we will want the tables. Ah. Also going to want all the food and drink because we can't eat outside. I'm on normal difficulty. I know that if you are on easy you can. I was tempted to do this run on Stationeer difficulty, but that seemed a little bit unnecessarily masochistic. You'll see I'm literally just lob these in and just get them out of the way for now. Right, there's a grow light, which we're going to need. We will want some seeds, but I'm not going to deal with that yet. We will need these bits in here for the locker. I could actually bring a crate inside, that might even be quicker. Get that out of the way for now. We're going to want that tank in a minute as well. What's left in here? Is there anything in here I don't want inside? Only probably that pipe at some point. Yeah, I'm just going to take all of that and just bring it inside, and in fact that means I've got 2 slots left for anything else I want. Tape, might as well, then I know where it is. I'm not too fussed about that network analyzer for now. What I am going to do is to grab a portable air conditioner. I'm going to put that in my backpack, along with these batteries.
Power low.
We need the water canister, and we will also want the hydroponics. Okay, I think that should do the job. Nothing else in there we need? No, right, okay. No, fine, right, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slot that in there, and shut that. I'm going going to grab the spanner, I'm going to disconnect that, and I'm going to hope I can catch it before it flies away in the low gravity. Whoa! Bounce off the lander. And then hopefully I can get in through the door, not the door, the wall. There we go. Right, that's never coming out, but that's fine. Right, let's just throw that in there. There's going to be some serious tidying up to do in here when I'm finished, but I think that's probably everything we need for now. I feel like I've forgotten one important thing, but that should certainly save some time. So I'm going to close that in. So that should stop anything being able to get knocked out by accident. Alright, now let's get to work. So hang on, the first thing we're going to do is just very quickly try and just, there we are, lift and drop that. Right, now I want some pipe in there, and in there, and on the roof I'll join those two up.
Jetpack on.
And that's going to hold the gas from the airlock when we open it. Most of the rest of the pipe work will be outside, so we'll deal with that in a minute. Let's get this locker set up, shall we, so that I've got somewhere to actually store things. Let's kick that can out of the way. Right, put that in there. Good, right, okay. That means I can start putting a few things away at least. Oop, wrong click. Look at that, it's almost tidy already, or something. Oh, damn it, I hate this low gravity. More flickering as the sun goes behind Jupiter. Come on, go back. There we are. Right, okay, so these bits we're mostly going to want to use in the airlock. So gas sensor goes here, console goes here. There's the circuit board, goes in there, and the programming disk goes there. We're going to want the vent. That was the thing I forgot to bring, was the active vent, wasn't it? No, I've got it there. Right, okay, that's fine. So the vent goes there. We'll put one more bit of pipe on there, and we're going to put one door there, one door here, and you'll see that connects up with where I put the power in. Right, we're going to need a grow light in here. There's no way that we're going to be able to grow anything without one. I'm going to need to run power in here, but I'm going to need to run it on the side without the solar panel, so I'll put the grow light here for now. We're going to have a bit of space left on there, so we may as well use that as a place to put the battery charger. If nothing else, it's a good place to store loose batteries. Hydroponics we'll get out in a minute. Right, take pipe valves. Right, so that is now empty. That was the thing I meant to bring, was the oxygen tank. I knew there was something else. Right, let's do that before I close this up, because it's always a little bit easier. Let's just, whoops. Okay, right, spanner. Oxygen tank. Right, grab the damn thing. Got it. It's perfectly doable through an airlock, but it's a lot quicker when you don't have to worry about it. Right, there we go. Okay, so the thing is with Europa is that it's very, very cold, but actually there is a bit of air pressure, and it's all O2. So we've got about half an atmosphere of pressure of pure oxygen. So oxygen itself shouldn't be a problem. In fact, the bigger risk is that we've got too much oxygen and we start a fire. Let's get this running, because my battery's going to run out otherwise. Good, right, okay, so next thing to do is to get those doors finished. So we're going to need, we'll stick the glass on there. Let's get the starting point. Right, that's, the system is set up at least. We'll connect up the vent and the sensor. We'll do the doors once I can see which is which. Right, okay, so I've got too much stuff in my pockets here now. Let's just drop the glass for a moment then. I was hoping not to have to do that. Right, so weld Thank you. Weld the door
Power critical.
and weld the outer door. Just lob that in there for now. And then we need the crowbar and the glass. Finish that. I have not connected that vent. Must remember to do that. There we go. Right, and then, right, let's guess which one's going to be which. The first one we click, it's going to set as the exterior door. So, did we get it right? Of course we didn't get it right. It never works out right. I suppose I should have remembered I actually created the interior one first. Anyway, that is now configured correctly. So, that can come out. Right, what I now need to do is to cancel it pressurizing, because that's never going to happen. Whoa. And I'm going to put the data disk in there, because I don't want to lose that. We need one more piece of pipe in there. Now, one of the first things we need to do is put a passive vent on the end of there, because in the sort of pressure that we've got here, that is just going to burst. I'm going to buy myself a bit more time by putting a bit more length of pipe, but that is not going to last awfully long. Next thing I'm going to want to do is going to be
Temperature
to...
low. Temperature critical.
That's the end of my battery. Cancel the depressurizer, I really don't have time for that. Run out here and very quickly open the suit, switch the battery.
Temperature
Not
low.
a moment too soon. Right, let's get that battery charging. Right, okay, had I had a little bit more time, I'd have picked up these iron sheets.
Hydration critical.
I know hydration is critical, that's fine, but it's not killing me right now, so I'm happy with that. Right, let's get these batteries in there, and I want to just drop one out here. Why does it always drop upside down? Stupid thing. Oh my god. Come on, seriously. Like, what is it going to take to make it land the right way up? That, apparently. Right, okay. Not ideal. Does the job. Right, let's get that in there. At least then it's getting a little bit of power. It might just about hang on. And actually that one I'm going to stick in there. Or use that as the battery backup for the airlock. You can see that the off-gassing from that generator has already blown that across there, which is not exactly ideal, but there we go. Right, okay, that is powered, that is powered. Okay, next thing to do actually is going to be go and get some
Jetpack on.
ore. So I'm going to grab a bit of iron, because I'm going to need to extend the outer area. Then try and actually put some stuff around the generator to capture the off-gassing as well. But high priority here is going to be to get a large enough indoor area that we can warm up, and also to get batteries, which means steel, which means furnace. So I need copper and iron, certainly. Whoa, okay, I didn't realise. Oops, I'll just put that away. Still running. I'll come back to that. Right, that can go there, that can go there. Right, I've already filled that belt. This really is set on quite a high ore yield. It's actually, we've actually got a bit of a problem here. I'm going to have to go back and dump some of it. It's a nice problem to have in a way, as long as it hasn't messed the nitrice up, which it certainly will have done. Oh, let's just drop down there. Let's get that in there, and in fact we may as well start that smelting. Move that out there. Okay, it's the start. Right, time is against me. I've got to get the copper out of that hill and get back before the sun gets down. If I've got time, I'll get some iron as well, but copper is the next key resource. opportunity to take the top off this hill if I can, but it's just a bit bigger than I thought it was. I thought it was just a funny little spike, but it's not. Only because I think it's probably going to block some sunshine. I'll take whatever daylight I can get on this place. Right, okay, that's almost certainly enough copper. I'll take this chunk out of here. Right, that'll do. That's enough that I can see doing and start building. I'll grab this coal because I'm never going to have enough coal on this playthrough, or at least not until I get some stuff up and running. Oof, very dark very quickly. Don't like. Okay, right. Okay, so the good news is that battery is completely charged. The bad news is I've got no automation, so the generator's still running. This one, which is not running now, is it? Sounded like it was running. I think that must have just been the end of the very last cycle. Right, okay, that should be enough to get going anyway. So, that's not exactly ideal. I need to work on that, but for now that'll do. Right, okay, let's lay some more frames in because I need a bigger area to work in before I start building anything else. There's some silicon there, that will be important in a minute. Right, that will allow me to build out around there. I'm going to try and close all this in. I'm going to put two more machines that will need to go in. There's not a lot of room to work around that. Oops, that's what I was trying to avoid. Not a lot of room to work around the furnace there, but we'll see how we get on. Try and get those built if I can. I'm definitely want that there. And I'm also going to want to build some area out here. That land is going to get in the way. Yes, it is. Brilliant. Okay. And I'm going to want to put in a furnace, which I think we'll put something in over there. Right, okay, so I'm probably a couple of frames short. I'm certainly a few sheets short. So let's do iron sheets. These are going to go flying once we get any number of them. So I'm going to need 12 of these. Actually, I'm going to need 13 in one frame. This is 9, 10, 11, 12. It's making the 13th, so I'll change the printer setting so it stops after that one finishes. It's a useful little dodge if you don't know it. I know most players do now. But it's a good way of avoiding it going on forever. Right, another thing I always forget to do, turn it off. Right, I'm going to put that one down there. Okay, so let's switch belts for this. Get the welder. Ultimately, I'm going to need a lot more sheets because I'm going to need to fully enclose this, but this will get me started and give me enough space to work on. Did I miscount? Did I laid more than I needed? Yes, I did. I actually got one more than I needed. Never mind. Right, okay, that gives me a platform to work on. I don't want to weld that frame up. That's going to be just arbitrarily. Oh, no, that was the last one. I did count right. Right, okay. You can hear I'm already starting to take thirst damage. I shall need to deal with that in a minute. However, an absolute critical thing to do is to get the machinery we need up and running. So I'm going to get that battery charging. That will allow me to confidently smelt some more ore. So I'm going to need a furnace. That's high priority. For that I'm going to need both iron and copper. I'm also going to need an electronics printer and a hydraulic pipe bender. In fact, the hydraulic pipe bender might be the most urgent thing because I need to sort out the internal vent before something explodes. So that's going to need a bit of gold, which we don't have, plus iron, plus copper. I'm also going to need cabling to sort of connect all that stuff up as well. So let's flip this over here. I'll start some copper smelting next. Copper's going to use more power to smelt. Right, in fact, while I'm waiting, I could probably print up some more iron sheets and just completely close in the floor. Just get that and just throw that in there so it doesn't get knocked flying by the sheets. So what space have we got here? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3 at least, so it's 15, but it's going to be more than that by the time we finish. That's enough to get us started though. Always good to be doing something. I feel like the clock is very much against us on the starting point of Stationeers every time. Right, that battery's charged, so let's switch that over for there. Definitely need to get some automation on that sooner rather than later as well. Okay, that's good. That will allow me... I may as well use the last two over here. I wasn't going to bother, but I'll do that. It's better than carrying them around loose. I'll make more as I need them. Right, you'll see I've left that bit open for now. That's where we're going to put the furnace. I will close it in when it's done. Right, we're definitely going to need the iron in there, so let's do that. How's this coming along? It's getting there. Yeah, I need the hydraulic pipe bender. That will allow me to build a vent, but actually also it's going to allow me to build a wall heater, and we'll need a wall heater to get the temperature up in there to something sensible. I think they're huge power hogs, so they're not great early on, especially without a thermostat, and double especially in a pure oxygen atmosphere, but I think otherwise we're never going to get it up to a sensible temperature. Right, I'm going to switch that over there. I realise that we don't yet have enough gold, but oops, I did not realise I'd obviously printed one extra. Turned it off before it ejected, so I don't have the gold, but I do need to get some more cable put together, so I can start on that. So let's just do that. Let's try and sort some of these belts out a bit.
Health low.
That's finished smelting. Right, my health is indeed getting a bit low now, but it's okay, we're at 74, we can live with that. So shove the rest of the copper in there. So what I'm going to need to do is to probably run a cable through here. Obviously going to need some for the actual hydraulic pipe bender itself. I'm just thinking if I put the machines back to back, I still need space for an electronics printer as well. But that's probably going to be the most efficient arrangement of the space. This will ultimately become an indoor workshop. Right, okay, so we're going to need some for making the machines. Obviously it'd be ideal not to use all the copper for this, but that said we've got more stacked, so let's get going. And then I think that's about the right place for the printer, so that's a 4 stack there which we'll need later. Just drop that there, near to where we want it. Grab that iron later. 2 and 1 more. There we go, and that's the second 4 stack for the electronics printer. Right, okay, good. That's a start. Right, I'm getting a bit concerned about that raggedy breathing. I think I'm probably going to have to go and deal with that quite soon. Let's throw some more coal on the fire, as it were. Right, okay, so for now, there's not a lot more I can do until I can find some gold, which I'm probably going to need daylight for. But what I will do is opportunistically grab that silicon. Of course I haven't got the mining belt equipped, have I? And I'll just put the drill away without turning it off. We don't need much silicon early on, but we do need some for making the water bottle filler, and I don't want to find that I don't have it when I need it. We've got a little bit of time until we get to that stage. Ooh, it's knocking everything everywhere. But it's good to be prepared. Right, how's my suit battery holding up? It's okay. Right, it's coming up to daylight. Ideal. Okay. So we're going to do a real quick search for gold. I don't care about anything else for a minute. There's some gold right there. That's actually super convenient. That'll be enough. No messing about. Let's just get in, get it, get out. Small amount of copper left there, but that's fine. Right, okay. Now while that's going, I wonder whether I could get a furnace going, because that didn't need any gold. Let's get it going. Right, suit battery is at 60%, that one's at 100, let's switch it over. That's still charging. Okay, good. Oh, there goes the sun behind the planet again. I missed one piece of cable there, didn't I? Okay, well, I shall pinch some from my stash. Oh, actually I've got some there. I don't need to pinch any from my stash. I'll just use some of what I've got just to connect that. There we go. Put those away. Okay, right, this is not bad so far. Let's grab that.
Caution.
Yeah, I know. Right, okay, that means once this finishes, this takes so long to print, that we should be fine. Right, let's split half of that and chuck that in there. I don't want to leave that just running on. What's if left in that battery? We should be fine after that to go for a hydraulic pipe bender. So it's at 66%. It's really slow making those machines. When I next go inside, I will grab some wall kits so that we can enclose this. It's not as good as doing it in frames, because frames are going to be a lot more insulating, but it's really a question at this point of just trying to improve the starting conditions as much as possible, as quickly as possible. We're going to get a battery and set that up at some point, so this side of the power connector will get rebuilt. When we do that, I'll probably have to put a wall out this far to include that. Right, okay, so hydraulic pipe bender, go. Right, so furnace, let's see if we can get this the right way round. That's exactly the wrong way round. Yes, it is. Right, okay, we've got it in the end. And then I'm going to put that here. It's kind of personal preference. I do it in a frame. I just hate when it floats in the air like this, and once it's inside a frame it kind of looks a bit less daft. At least it will do once we've fitted up some pipes. Right, there's not much else I can do until I've got some sheets. Hopefully this is nearly done. No, it's not even close, is it? Right, I guess I'll go inside then and try and do a bit of eating and drinking. Let's cancel the pressurising. We're going to need those pipes later. Portable air conditioner, right, actually let's just tidy this up a bit. give myself a few more inventory slots. That can go in there, that can go in there. I think we'll leave the flares in there for now. That's gone in the wrong place. Those can go up there, that can go in there because I can't take that outside anyway. Right, okay, so I'm going to need to open my suit. It's minus 118 degrees, you'll see that pipe's already burst. It's kind of annoying, but at least it's internally rather than externally. Oops, did that wrong. Put another one on the end there. It's a bit of a waste, but there we go. Right, that can go back out there. Okay. In a minute I'll use another crate outside. Right, I want the rest of those iron sheets, so let's stack them with those. And I want the walls. That will allow us to get something set up out there. Right, there's kind of no good way to do this really, other than as fast as possible. So I'm going to start by getting everything in the right place. I'm going to unlock my helmet. I'm going to be ready to drink. Okay, here we go. How fast can I do this?
Temperature critical.
Okay, lots of small drinks
Low.
to as quickly as possible get me up from the point at which I'm actually dying of thirst.
Temperature critical. Oxygen low.
Yeah, that's not good,
Temperature
is it?
low.
I've taken some lung damage, not good. Okay, that's going to have to do. That's not ideal. But I am also going to have to try and eat. Luckily eating's actually weirdly quicker than drinking. I have obviously got the first aid pill, but...
Temperature critical.
Right, and I'll leave those in here.
Temperature low.
Okay, right, that was not ideal. That will warm up a little bit in here, and I'm also going to vent my CO2 into here. Just on the basis that that's brought the pressure up a bit, but more importantly, it's brought the temperature up a little bit as well. Still got a bit of air there, but I'm going to just top that off while I'm in here. You can get through it quite quickly in hot or cold conditions. Right. Okay, so that's also given me a couple of spare slots in my inventory. Just double check I locked the helmet. I did not. I always try and remember to lock the helmet because it's incredibly easy to accidentally hit the I key and open your helmet visor when you're outdoors, which is usually fairly fatal. Okay, that's not great. I've taken red lung damage. I'm probably not going to get away with that many more times. God, this low gravity drives me mad. Let's see whether we can get this sorted before it becomes a life-threatening problem. Right, hydraulics printer's going in there. You can see neatly back to back. Couldn't get much closer, could we? Oh, hang on, that was the one I saved for the electronics printer. I've got the one for the hydraulics over here. So let's chuck that there. I'm probably going to have to put the electronics a bit further away. I'm not going to be able to get at that otherwise. Or move that, that's another option. Anyway, right, less chit chat, more doing. And I left the plastic sheets in there, didn't I? Damn it. Okay, well we've got some silicone. I can make plastic sheets if necessary. Okay, and then let's get an electronics printer at least going. Don't have enough iron. Okay. Right, let's chuck that in there next. Can't afford to run out of power. Kind of annoying, but whoops, what I'm doing, it's not silicon sheets, it's plastic sheets. They need silicon. Okay, at least we only need 2 of them. It's annoying though, because I've actually got loads. It's one of the things you start with more of than you need, but there we go. Right, that's done, that's done, that's done. Done. Okay, that's built. Right, electronics printer. How much more iron do I need? Reasonable amount, but that's already done quite a lot. Go. get that going. Right, okay. So, I think we'll take that, and when it finishes that, and we'll put them straight in here. Okay, so there's a couple of urgent things. So, as we've already seen, we need a passive vent for the inside. Actually, we're going to need 3, but for now we'll start with 1. And I do really want a wall heater. I'm not sure I've got enough to get it going yet. No, I need a bit of gold, but it's a start. Let's throw that in there. Right, I think now whilst this is currently down for other reasons, I'm going to reroute the power. I'm going to put this over here, I think. I think that's sensible. So let's just do that and put that in there. Okay, that'll do. I'm going to put the wall up sooner rather than later though. Otherwise I can imagine that that's going to end up with stuff ending up all over the place. May as well go glass wall. Of course now I'm going to have to put that around there, aren't I? That's a little bit annoying. Okay. Alright, well. I'll do that. To at least shape up how this is going to look. I'm going to have to figure out how I fully enclose it in a minute, but okay, quite a lot still to do. Right, okay, that will allow me to put an electronics printer in here. I mean, actually that would be better there now, wouldn't it? Give me a bit more width, otherwise that's a bit of a narrow gap to get through. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, yeah, that'll do, because I'm going to capture all the off-gassing from everything initially, and we'll clean it up later. Right, I'll start closing some of this in, I think. We will need a frame underneath there as well. Okay, let's close that because I really don't want my ingots going flying off that way, and I'm going to close that in because I can see there being a bit of a risk around here. Right, okay. So it's not perfect, but it's the beginnings of some structure. How's the battery holding up? Well, 80%, that's actually a surprise. Right, let's get smelting. And what we'll see will be, obviously this is all off-gassing through the roof at the moment, but over time it's going to off-gas into here, and that will capture some heat that we can then start to reuse. We've got some gold, so that's what I needed here. Let's just put that in. Let's get that building a wall heater, just one. We'll need over here in a minute. And there's the remaining iron, which I think we're likely to need. Oh no, maybe not. No, maybe I've got more than I thought in there. Right, okay, let's get that in there. Right, I will need more cable, that's 100%, and I'm going to need it right now, so let's just get that printing. Right, that's better, that's definitely a start. I'm also going to need more walls. Right, so first thing I'm going to need is enough cable to move that. That's going to be another 1, 2, so actually that will be enough there. But I need some internally as well, so I'm going to leave that printing for a minute. and I am going to get that around there and that across there. There we go. Right, so we're going to need to get some power into the hab, and I'm going to do that through here. Does mean sacrificing a little bit of potential solar panel space, but really I don't see solar panels as being a particularly viable long-term power solution here, so I'm not too fussed about that, honestly. It's a useful augmentation to the amount of power I've started with, but it's not going to be our main power source. In fact, I'm going to see if I can get a gas fuel generator going reasonably early. Right, okay, we're going to need a fair few more, aren't we? Right, if I can get enough done from the outside.
Power critical.
Oops, power critical, not too good. Okay, that's fine, that's the bit I most needed. I'm going to switch that over to iron sheets now. Switch batteries. It's not actually charging at the moment, but excuse me. We're going to need iron walls as well, so we may as well just get them going now. Right, which will still need to be done. That one, that one. That one.
Power low.
Okay, let's get some more power generating. You'll see I'm never using a whole stack on here. I don't want to get caught short with no stacks. Right, that's going to be roof. Yeah, no coal. That would be bad. So I always want to make sure I've left myself a little bit over. Right, I'm going to have to put a door somewhere, so it may as well go there. So then we'll do that. Okay, there's still plenty more that needs doing, but that's a start. Get that iron back in there. Ultimately we'll put an airlock on this thing, but I mean, that's probably enough. In the short term, even if it's just a door, it will help. I'm really going to have to figure out what I'm going to do around the back of that furnace as well. Whoops, I've left a hole in the middle there. That wasn't too clever, was it? And that was not enough, actually. I thought it would be. Oh, not quite what I wanted to do, never mind. Right, I actually think that I'm going to need to go a whole frame round the back of there. I need quite a lot more iron. Yeah, we'll do that, and I'll build that wall out that way in that case. Right, so let's just no, it's crowbar from here, and then it's angle grinder So I feel like we're missing opportunities to put that somewhere else. There we go. Right, stop. That's plenty. Left that going too long, didn't I? That was silly. Never mind. I need a few more of those. I mean, I could enclose that with solids. Oh, okay, or not. Right, okay, let's drop that there. Right. Okay. Yeah, okay. Not ideal really, but there we go. Right, sheets, iron sheets. Okay, so I'm hoping I can get this kind of done and largely finished off. That would be nice. About an hour in. And I would like to try and keep these slightly shorter than on some of my other series. Right, that may not be enough, but let's go with that for now. We're also going to need some doors. 2. Okay. Right, so let's take advantage of the fact that I've messed up there. That's going to become another airlock, actually, in which case we're going to need a solid block to mount the machinery on, so let's put it there. And we'll probably want something to stand on the other side of the airlock. Right, okay, so crowbar that off. It's a bit of a mishmash, this place, but never mind. It gets us going.
Power critical.
Right. So we're going to put a second airlock effectively here. Right. So we do still need a few more walls. Going to need, whoops, wrong way, one on there. One on there. Right, and then I'm going to need to put roofing onto this bit. I'm still going to have to enclose above the furnace. I'll do that in a minute. I'll just give myself enough space to get in there with pipeworks. Actually, right, let's just close up that bit of floor. There's no particular reason for doing these as frames rather than anything else, except for the fact that I had several. Right, and whoops, come on, get to the right place. I'll put a single one there so it doesn't stand on it.
Temperature critical.
Whoops. Come on. Did not spot that that was falling.
Oxygen critical.
Okay, alright.
Temperature
I made
low.
it, I made it. Be nice. Be nice. Right, we're definitely going to need more iron sheets. Going to need glass as well. Whoops. There's no T in iron. Iron sheets. Okay, I'll close in what I can though. I'm sure there's many that we haven't already. Okay. flickering. Okay, right. Let's into there, there, there. I'm definitely going to end up missing some. There's far too many panels here. I'll take that random one out of the sky, but that can be done later. Those two. That one. That one. Right, okay, is that all of them? It might be. Sure, I've missed at least one. Okay, I'm going to need those anyway in a minute. Let's see how we get on. That bit's enclosed. Okay, well I haven't quite got enough glass, but we're not too far off. Right, and I probably want one more frame down there. And then build something on the top. Right, okay, so now this is where it gets interesting, because I'm now going to... Where did I put the other ones? Oh, there they are. Start welding, and we'll see how much difference that makes. Right, I don't have the plastic, do I? No, right, okay. Oh, nearly used all that coal, but we might just about manage it. Split half, chuck that in there, go on, get charging. You go in there. You go in there. Right, so I need some more glass sheets. And I do need to get inside. And get those. The wall heater can go over here. Turn on. Go. So that is just starting to warm up in here. I definitely want some electronics on that sooner rather than later, because otherwise I'm going to have all sorts of problems. Right, hang on. Drag that off there and put a vent on the end. That's probably going to blow a bit. Not as much as I expected. Right, okay. So that is probably enough to get going, honestly. So let's go outside. And we're obviously going to need a proper airlock, and ultimately we'll need an advanced airlock or some sort of bespoke code to drive that. Right, we still haven't quite got enough. That's okay, I've got more silicon I can smell. Right, I thought that was actually going, it wasn't. Right, okay, welder. Right, we've got a bit of welding to do now. That door, that door, that printer, done. And okay, there we go. Electronics printer is done. Okay, so we're not quite there, but pretty close. There's definitely more that will need sorting out, but let's get that into there. There we go. So I think I'm going to broadly call it to a halt there. That is an inner hab which we can pressurize and convert into a greenhouse, and an outer area which we're going to use to capture the gas that comes off from all of our industry, and try to warm the place up a bit. The outer hab is obviously still some way away from being finished, but I'm expecting the atmosphere out here to be warm but toxic, and in there to be temperate and beautiful. That's the plan, and out there to be cold That's where I want to get to, but that is more work than I'm going to get finished now, and we are over the hour, so I am going to park it there. I hope you will join me on the next one, and please, if you are enjoying these, do subscribe to the channel, and leave any comments below the video. If you are a regular subscriber, you will know that I do read the comments. I try to respond on them, and I do include suggestions for future videos and things to look at. So it'd be great to hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.